Hello, my name is Eve. I like to talk about disturbing books and recommend them to you. Today, we're going to try to get festive. We're trying to get into the Christmas spirit. I have never been one to read extreme horror or splatterpunk books that take place during the holidays. Maybe like a Halloween special, but I've never been a Christmas book reader ever. I've even tried to read what is the one that everyone loves this time of year? Krampus. Have it on my shelf. Haven't picked it up. Simply because they really haven't spoken to me the way that I need them to speak to me in order for me to pick them up. You know what I mean? And so I found one. I found one that spoke to me, and I'm very, very happy. There's another one that I'm actively currently reading, and I'm really liking that one too. So, holy shit, I guess this might be the year of Christmas miracles because I have found two Christmas books that are both fucked up that I'm really fucking with. Guys, ow. Literally got this done today. It should be finished relatively soon. I think like next month. I've gotten a few tattoos. I don't know. Literally, I've gotten them all in the span of 6 months. All of these. Ask me if I'm okay. Let's talk about the Christmas miracle of me getting into a Christmas extreme horror book. Woohoo! The book I'm going to be talking about today is called Second Skin, and I'll post a picture of it right here. This book is written by Dan Shrader, and he is also the author that brought us Full Nasty, Satanic Candy, um, so many other amazing books. This guy is definitely going to be on everyone's radar, I feel like, in 2025 when it comes to extreme horror and splatterpunk, if he isn't already on your radar, which I'm hoping he is, because he's definitely on mine. So in this book, we are in the North Pole. We're just chilling, or we think that we are. Santa Claus is chilling. He just hit his bowl. He's smoking. He's feeling good. Everything starts going downhill when slaughter everywhere he turns, slaughter. Like literally in my notes I said, why was Mrs. Claus sticking a nutcracker up Rudolph's reindeer ass? Because that's what she was doing. And Mr. Claus was really confused, looking around, being like, what is happening? Like, he didn't really care about anything else that was happening. He was like so upset about the reindeer, though, which I understand because she does some fucked up shit to Rudolph. Like, the fuck? What did he do? So this is going on, and Santa Claus is looking around being like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? And Mrs. Claus is doing all this fucked up shit. And then Mrs. Claus has this like jacket on and she takes it off and she has like a pinup girl's figure. Like she's looking bomb. She's looking amazing. And that is why she's going on this rampage, is because she isn't fat and jolly anymore. Because there must be like something in the food or something, you must be a certain weight to find joy in the North Pole or something. Because as soon as she started losing weight, that's when she kind of like came to the realization that the things that Santa Claus was doing was pretty fucking messed up. And it was indeed, but I'm just curious about the details behind this. Like, was there something in the food? Is there something in the atmosphere? Like, does the food cloud your judgment when you're in the North Pole? Like, what is it about keeping Mrs. Claus larger that keeps her, fogged up there to where she doesn't realize? Mr. Claus is a very fucked up individual. Of course, with the whole like keeping Mrs. Claus a jolly fat lady, I feel like that goes hand in hand with the next thing of him being a fucking feeder. He loves watching Mrs. Claus gorge herself on food, feeding her food. They did some unspeakable things in a bathtub full of eggnog, and it goes into detail about how he loved watching the eggnog, like custard, roll down her pelvic mound into her pubes or something like that. I was like, mm. So obviously, Santa Claus is a feeder. You heard it here first, folks. Not only that, he's a child molester because apparently it's tradition for like Santa Clauses. They pick out Mrs. Claus from the normal world because Santa Clauses live for a while or forever, some amount of time. And so normal people don't live that long. So they kind of cycle through the Mrs. Clauses and but they pick the Mrs. Claus from the nice list. However, this Santa Claus decided that he wanted someone who was a little bit more interesting, someone who was a little bit more fun and would do some weird sexual things with him. So he decided to pick his girl off the naughty list this time. So he picked his girl off the naughty list this time, and kidnapped her. Well, he said he saved her. He fucking kidnapped her. He kidnapped her when she was 13 or 14 years old, held her at the North Pole, and then raised her to be his wife. What the fuck? And then we also find out that he's working with Epstein. You heard it here first, folks. Santa Claus is a feeder and he works with Epstein. I knew it. I knew there was something a little suspicious about that man. No man should ever be that jolly. Like, what the fuck? Mrs. Claus, Bonnie, that's her fucking name. She's not Mrs. Claus anymore. She's done with that shit. She is Bonnie, the person who she was supposed to be before she got fucking kidnapped. Anyway, Bonnie decides that she's going to kill Santa. And Santa is like, yeah, I did all that fucked up shit, but at least I'm not going to ruin Christmas for everyone. And she's like, I'm not going to ruin Christmas for everyone. I got this shit figured out. I'm going to preserve the essence of Christmas, and I have an idea. And it's going to be good. Me, she's chilling. She turned on Total Eclipse of the Heart, and she gets to work because she has shit to do before Christmas. And by shit to do, I mean she has to skin Santa and wear his skin like a suit. Process of skinning Santa, listening to Total Eclipse of the Heart. Great song, by the way. She's starting to feel aroused, so she pleasures herself on Santa's dead hand, and then she puts the suit on. And what I was picturing is that scene from Silence of the Lambs where he's like, dinner, dinner, dinner. You know what I mean? Goodbye Horses, but totally Eclipse of the Heart and with Santa Claus suit. That's what I was picturing. That's how it ends. She's free. Bonnie is free. Free Bonnie. She put up a fight. She did some fucked up shit, and now she's free. But yeah, this is the first Christmas extreme horror splatterpunk book that I have liked. If this sounds interesting, check it the fuck out. Leave me some recommendations, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. I'll see you guys later.